Hello children, welcome to Math Part. The topic for today is conditional probability, a very important topic. Do watch till end children. So the conditional probability is used to work out the probability of one event happening when we already know that the another has happened. So for two events A and B, probability of B given that A has happened refers to the conditional probability of B happening given that A has already happened. To find the probability of B given that A has happened, use this rule B given that A has happened. So we also often it is written as probability of B given that A has happened. We read this as given that A has happened is given by probability of A and B divided by probability of A, or in the language of set, it can be written as probability of A intersection B divided by probability of A. The way that you work out the conditional probability depends on whether the events are independent or not. So what are independent events? Let's understand this. Here you have two dice. Say I have rolled one die. What is the probability of 6 landing on the top? So probability of 6 landing on top is going to be 1 upon 6. And then I roll the second die. What is the probability of 6 landing on top? Again, it is going to be 1 upon 6. So probability of second event happening is not affected by the first event. So these events are called independent events. Okay. Now let's understand what are dependent events. Say you are given 3 fruits and you are asked to choose one fruit. Say I chose an apple. So what is the probability that I choose an apple? The probability of an apple is going to be 1 upon 3 because I have 3 possible outcomes. Now that I have already chosen an apple, so I am left with only 2 fruits. So the probability that I may eat an apple, banana or orange is going to be 1 upon 2. So probability of eating either banana or orange is probability of eating banana will be 1 by 2, or if I want to eat orange, this is going to be 1 upon 2. So what is happening here? There is a condition given that one fruit you have already eaten. So this type of questions, this type of probability is called conditional probability. Let us understand with few more questions, children. So, and one more important point, the questions involving conditional probability often contain the instructions without replacement. Okay, like for example, I have taken an apple and I did not replace it. So only 2 fruits were left. Okay, or one after the another. Remember. So let's take question. The Venn diagram below shows the number of students at a college studying Spanish and German. So Spanish is denoted with S and German with G. So we have a question here. A student is chosen at random. Find the probability that they study Spanish but not German. So Spanish but not German. Okay. So they are. So what is that? Spanish but not German. So look at this Venn diagram. So Spanish but not German, the favorable outcome is going to be only 12 divided by total possible outcomes. So probability of an event is favorable outcomes for the event divided by total possible outcome. So this is how we get the probability that they study Spanish but not German as 12 upon 45. The 45 is your sum of all this 12 plus 4 plus 21 plus this 8 which do not study Spanish and German. Okay, got it? So let's take another question. The probability that, find the probability that they neither study Spanish nor German. They're not studying anything. So just see out of those 2 eggs. Okay, what is the number left? Yes. So they neither study Spanish nor German is 8 out of 45 again. So the probability is going to be 8 upon 45. Got it? So let's take another question. Okay, the conditional probability here. The probability that they study Spanish given they study German. So this is probability of Spanish given they study German, which is equal to probability of S intersection G divided by probability of G. Remember the formula. And then what is that intersection? It is the having both. Intersection is having both. So it is 4. So they study Spanish given that they study German. So it is 4 out of 25 because it is said probability of G, the total number of students studying German are 21 plus 4, which is 25. Got it? So probability that they study Spanish, given that they also study German. So that is 4 upon 25. Another question, the probability that they study German, given that they study Spanish. The German, given that they study Spanish. So see, look at this, total possible outcomes are now what are going to be. So it is going to be 12 plus 4, 16. And the favorable outcomes are going to be 4. So if I simplify it, I can get it as simplified form. I'll get this as 1 upon 4. Okay. So got it? So remember, so please read the question carefully. They study German, given that they study Spanish. So both, this is 4. They study German, given that they study Spanish. Okay. So this is 4 upon 16. So let's take one more question. In a survey, 25 students are asked if they like butterscotch ice cream and chocolate ice cream. The Venn diagram shows the result. Okay. So B for butterscotch, C for chocolate. Now, find the probability. A student is chosen at random. Find the probability that they like both butterscotch and chocolate. So both butterscotch and chocolate, this is going to be this 8 divided by the total possible outcome is 25. When I add all of these, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 9, 19 plus 6, 25. Got it? The next, a student who likes chocolate ice cream is chosen at random. One student who likes chocolate ice cream is chosen at random. Find the probability that they also like butterscotch ice cream. Okay, they also like butterscotch. So listen, look at this. So the possible favorable outcome is only 8. And the possible outcome is going to be out of this chocolate, which is 9 plus 8, that is 17. Got it? Another question now, two students are chosen at random. Find the probability that they both like butterscotch ice cream. So if they both, for example, I'll choose one first. Okay, I'll choose one student. If I choose one student, it is going to be 6 plus 8, 14, and 14 divided by total number of students, which is 25. Okay, and that one chosen is already taken out. So the students left are to me now 25, and then they like both. So it is going to be, because already one was chosen, so it is going to be now 13 upon 24, because one was already removed, right? And then we take the product of this, which is 91 upon 300. Two students chosen at random. The probability that they both like butterscotch ice cream is going to be 14 upon 25, because they are liking butterscotch, which is 6 plus 8, 14 out of 25. One was already chosen, so 13 were left, and out of total 24 were left, and we take the product of this, which is the probability, required probability. Now, in survey again, 25 students are asked if they like banana ice cream and they like chocolate ice cream. The diagram shows the results. The two students are chosen at random. Find the probability that only one of the students like banana ice cream. So how do we go about it? So children, please understand. So the probability is going to be 14 upon 25 into 11 upon 24 plus 11 upon 25 into 14 upon 24. How is this like this? So first students like banana. So first one likes banana. So 14 out of 25. 6 plus 8, 14 out of 25. Okay. And the second does not. So does not is going to be this 9 plus 2, 11 and divided by 24. Why? Because one was already taken. Taking the product of this plus first student does not like banana. So it is 9 plus 2, 11 divided by total, which was 25. And the second student does. So second student does, it is 14 are the possible favorable outcomes divided by 24, because one was already chosen. And then we find the probability of this. You can take 14 upon 24, can be taken common. And on solving this, you get it as 91 upon 300 again. Did you understand the questions on conditional probability? Solve more such questions from your textbook, children. Raise the doubt. I'm here to help you. If you like the video, please share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.